Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. I was recently asked a wonderful question by one of you, and you wanted to ask me, how do I reduce food waste? Am I using all the food that I have, including scraps? And I wanted to talk to you guys about 9 ways I am personally minimizing food waste. So these are things that I actually do myself, and I do waste less food than I used to, which is really good, but I could improve. That being said, before I get started, I do want to say this. I know back in Depression era time, for example, that many people used every single scrap. For example, if you have potatoes and let's say you peel them, you don't throw those skins away, you actually use them. And I know that people actually use banana peels for several different things. To be frank with you, I have not done that. Usually if I peel potatoes, I have not hung on to those skins and fried them up or browned them up and ate them. Maybe that is something that I could definitely do. Since I've started this channel, I've made a lot of improvements in frugality, but I have a long way to go. And it's like anything, whether it's eating healthy, frugality, it can take years and years. And even Michelle said that from Tighwad Gazette. It took her years to get to the level she's at now. So I'm hoping to keep having more and more skills to learn along the way and to develop. That being said, let me get right into the list of 9 things I'm currently doing. The first one is I'm really watching what I buy, and what I do is if there's something I buy, I kind of ask myself, how many steps is it to make this particular item? Is this something that everyone in the family is going to eat? I ask myself a series of those questions, because if it's not something everyone's going to eat, and if it's something that has multiple steps, many times I will bow out of purchasing it because I don't want it something that just sits there that I don't get around to. That'd be number 1. So I'm very cautious of what I bring home to make sure that we will eat it. Number 2, I basically kind of goes with number 1. I ask people to request what they eat, but I also ask them to request what they don't want me to buy. For example, let's say a family member really loved red pepper hummus, and I kept purchasing it. Now, yes, I know I can make my own hummus. I've never done that. But let's say I kept purchasing it, and that family member said, you know what, I've had that a lot lately. I kind of like to not get that this week. That way, if you keep buying something that you think your family loves all the time, they may grow kind of weary of it, and they may want to change things up. So I find out what they do want, and I find out what they're getting tired of, and that really helps with food waste. That number 2 is a big helper. Number 3, and I've already spoken about this, the freezer is your friend. I actually have baked goods in my freezer, and I also do that for other people. I may also make, say, chili, and maybe take some of it if I made a big batch, and take, once it cools down, freeze some of it for another meal. So I really utilize my freezer. Number 4, I'm making simpler meals, and actually I'm talking about this half portion. You guys know I'm back on my weight loss journey. I'm doing this video ahead. I'm actually filming this on February 15th, and that being said, so far this month I've lost 3 pounds because I mentioned that I really needed to get back losing again. And so that's the good news, is I had gotten up to 191. I'm back down to on the cusp of 187, 188, which is really good. That being said, portions, and I have to be frank with you guys, yes, I've lost weight, but if I really had to portion out my food, and I have a friend who actually has portion control measuring cups, and she portions out all of her food, I was really shocked on that what a portion actually is. And it's, you know, you have to really get used to only eating a smaller portion. And I know this, if I can really portion our food, especially the meat, and for example, you have 1 small chicken breast and you have a bunch of sides versus 2 bigger chicken breasts and little sides, you're going to be saving a lot of money. So portion control, I'm getting much better about that, and making simpler meals with fewer ingredients. Number 6, I do buy produce. I do love it. I honestly love almost all fruits and veggies, but I don't buy a lot because I buy mostly frozen, for example, frozen berries, because that way I make sure they don't go bad and I use them up. But if I do have some that are kind of turning, for example, I've done this with strawberries and blueberries and blackberries, I'll use it in a smoothie. I can make all different kinds of delicious smoothies, some vegan, some not vegan, but I can make a lot of different ones. One of my favorites is this turmeric smoothie. I love the flavor of that. It's really good. Okay, number 8, Okay, some people will agree or disagree on this. I don't have any problem with eating expired food. You know what? A lot of people will not want expired food, but like if I have yogurt that's expired by a couple of weeks, what I'll do is I'll smell it and I'll taste it a little bit. If it smells funky, maybe you don't eat it, but most of the time it's perfectly good. So I don't have a problem eating food that's expired. So that's number 8. Number 9, last but not least, I am now cooking or baking something every single day and then trying to portion some of that out. That way I'm on top of it and I'm making sure. So I kind of go through my pantry and say, hey, what baking ingredients are getting kind of old? Hey, this brown sugar is getting a little bit hard. What can I make so I can utilize this? So those are some of my 9 ways. That being said, I could greatly improve because I am nowhere near how they lived during the Great Depression. They really did a great job and they utilized every single bit of their food. I'm not at that point yet, but I have made vast improvements and plan to continue. Let me ask you guys this. Do any of you waste food at all? And are there areas you're working on? And if you're getting better, we'd love to hear some tips from you guys. That's all for now. This is Money Mom signing off, and as always, I love you. Bye-bye.